On this episode of BIBSTER'S Repair Shop, we figured out that clunking noise was a bad U-joint. Very, very bad U-joint. Don't buy vehicles from mechanics, kids, because we don't take care of them. That is that is bad. All right, I'm gonna pull this out and do all the things. The other side's still good, but this side is All right, so this style, it's got those dumb clips. Actually, not the dumbest style. We'll talk about that later. GM had a style where they used to use a hot liquid or a hot material in here, and then you have to burn it out. But so normally they're supposed to be thin there. You squeeze and then it pops out. But I'll just get in there with clearly a chisel and punch that out. Actually, I have a chisel in the back of my truck. So no, wait, where's it? It's in the car. It's in Oksana, which is right there. So I'll chisel that out. Might show you. All right, it's out. It's now dark out, so that'll make it fun. The bugs are loving my sweet blood. But yeah, I'd say we had about 10 more miles on this unit. I won't say how long I've been hearing a clunk. I won't say, but it has been a while. So run to the parts store, one of these, get it pressed in and put in tonight. We're back in the shop now. I got the new parts. What I like to do on these is, because they get all rusty on this side, I get some kind of wire brush or a little sander. This one's on these wire brushes I can put on my impact driver here. Try this one hand here. Just lean it against. As you can see, it's all nice and clean in there now. That'll help that new cap go in there nice and smooth and not try and bind up. Because the last thing you want is to get kittywampus or knock one of the needle bearings out. Also, you want to make sure you have this all cleaned out. Nice, and that does seem to help. So I'll take off camera, I'll clean this one out, and then I'll prep the U-joint to go back in. The one on the other side was still fine, so we're not worried about that one yet. But definitely worried about this one here. Probably also a little bit of vibrations. I was feeling at a couple different miles per hour. So hang on, I'll bring you back when we're set. All right, so we got the old workbench. Got everything on the ground. So here's the new one. If you remember my video, you want to make sure you kind of got to map out where your grease cert's going to be, because you don't want your grease cert like that facing into the rear end. You want to make sure it's accessible. Now, some U-joints are different sizes. This one, they're all the same size, but you also want to make sure you don't screw yourself there. These are all that size. So I'm going to end up going like this with it, so the grease cert will be parked like that. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to actually take off these side grease caps for now, just so they don't go flying. I also recommend, if you have grease, to fill those find my grease gun, but you'll put a little bit of extra grease in the caps to help those bearings stay where they want to be. Because nothing's worse than when I move the camera like that. Right. Here's one of the old caps. That was probably loud. Oh my gosh, there's a mosquito flying on the camera. A lot of blood loss in this project, and it's not from cutting anything, it's from dang mosquitoes. Take your one other cap off. I'll go in, take this one off. This is how at least I do them. Everybody might do them a little differently. And I want this thing. Let me get down here a little closer. Want that thing so it comes up like that. Mosquito off my hand. And you want to press up to make sure you're getting all the needles in where they're supposed to be. And then making sure always to check. Oh, close that out. Make sure you're still. You always want to keep your hand there to counteract that pressure because the last thing you want to do is let it drop and then a needle will fall over. So what I do is go get your oldest, junkest Harbor Freighter Specialist socket. Past it a little bit. Now it shouldn't fall. But you want to keep your hand there. And then you're going to put your C-clip in. Jam. Oh, I was just wondering my C-clips, but they're right next to me here. They give you 4 because sometimes you have to put them on all sides. The nice part is you get a couple extra spares for something bad happens. Let me get my pliers. "17 mosquito bites now since I've started this project. Get all the LED lights in your garage, they said. It'd be fun, they said. All right. One thing you want to make sure is that is seated in there correctly all the way. You'll notice that that'll be spread out. I usually go around and give them a little extra pull. Now we'll spin this around. We'll basically do the opposite. See, and this is where you got to be careful. So you want to be able to pull up, but making sure that you don't pull it too far out and pull out of those bearings. So this is where you got to be careful. Very careful. You pull it up a little bit more, just so you can feel it on the edge of those. Get this one just so it's feeling the edge. This is where it's going to get sketchy for a second. Okay, we're still good there. And how you'll know if you have something out of whack is, let's use your cheapest. And it will get tight when you're first putting it together. It's just everything getting tight. You'll actually smack it around a little bit once you're done. And that should free it up a little bit. We'll wait till we get this cap on. Get that back in there. I didn't really show this coming apart because a lot of frustration and embarrassment for how bad it was. So you can see we're not all the way locked. There we go. Now we're all the way locked in there, it looks like. So what I'll actually do is I'll get my chisel and I'll make sure that's all in there fine. Now you want to work that a little bit. And you put your other grease caps on. Get bit by mosquito 17 more times. And you'll actually want to smack it. There. See how much more free that got? So what that did when he smacked it was it actually kind of freed it up a little bit. So give that a turn, give it another smack on this side. There we go. I think we're good there. We gotta give that a little that down, a little smack. There we go. Seems to be sprung. All right, we'll go put it back in the truck. All right, now we're under the truck. I didn't really bring you guys under here before. So what I did, I'll put this side up first so it's easier to get to these top 2 bolts up here. Get those started, and then I'll get this back side on, then I'll bring you back when we're fixing on the back side. All right, got the bolts started here. I'll get this tightened up, and then we'll go take it for a test drive. I'll bring you along for that. But yeah, so definitely just, I think I started to notice a long time ago. Kind of bad. I don't want to say how long ago. I'm pretty sure when I noticed, I thought I heard noise back here. And you know, as a mechanic, you're like, well, it's not getting any worse. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're no different than the typical, like, I just turned the radio up. Mechanics will hear a noise. We'll notice it. Pretty sure we'll know what it is because we're a decent mechanic can usually diagnose it, and then we'll just go, well, it's not getting any louder, it's not getting any worse, until it gets really worse. So, yeah, it is what it is. Caught it early, like I said. I mean, you gotta think about the places this truck's gone the last 2 weeks. I had the tractor on the back. This problem didn't just show up last week. So, kind of dodged a bullet. I mean, in reality, we'll talk about it later, but we did buy another vehicle It's gonna be a video coming out later this week, going through that. I'll hint at it. I won't say what it is, but it's sweet. But I'm glad we did, because yeah, this would have definitely left us on the side of the road doing this right here on the side of the road, which would not have been fun. You guys saw I had to lay on the ground on the floor in my garage to assemble it, because I don't have much of a workbench right now because my toolbox is still covered with crap from moving. Oh, it's fun. All right, I'll get this tightened up. You guys don't need to hear me ramble. I'll be back. All right, truck is no longer making a thunking noise. That sounded terrible, which is good. Mrs. Bipster, you're happy?
Oh yeah.
All right, you're happy. I'm happy. We'll talk about the new vehicle purchase later. We're keeping it a secret because we'll put that video out later this week. We'll go through that whole thing. A secret. But yeah. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.